Lust is not concerned with what it has. Lust is concerned with what it doesn't have, right? Ladies, when your man is out at the mall, y'all at the mall, you're at Walmart, whatever, y'all mind your own business, and some shorty walks by and y'all can see what she working with, in the back from the front. Anybody been there? Well, okay, that's just me, right? I'm married. I've been married for 11 years. And there's times when me and my wife somewhere and somebody just come by, right? I'm with my wife. This is the mother of my children. This my road dog, right? I love her. I'm committed to her. But it's something that rises up inside of me sometimes, and it's called lust. It's called desire, right? We're men. I'm talking to men right now. We're physical creatures, right? You don't connect with a man by his emotions. You connect to us by our sight. We're very black and white. Women, it's the flip side. But what am I saying here? When I started the video, I said lust is not worried about what it has. It's worried about what it doesn't have. Travel back with me to the Garden of Eden. God tells Adam and Eve, you can eat of the trees of the garden. I've given them to you. I've created these trees, this garden. I'm putting you in this paradise. You can have it all except this one right over here. Because the day you eat of that one, you will surely die. Don't touch that one, but everything else you can freely eat. And I'm even thinking they could have taken part in the tree of life. But what does sin do? Sin says, yeah, I know what God has given me, but this is what he hasn't given me. And the Bible says when Eve saw that the tree, was pleasing to the eye, it was good for food. It was pleasing to her. And it was a tree that could make one wise, right? In other words, when she began to see what the tree would do for her own desires, how it would check off boxes that she wanted to be checked, how it would please her naturalness, her desires, right? How it would please her. She set aside God's law in order to fulfill herself. And that's what sin is, okay? And so when I'm at the mall with my wife and I see shorty walk by, I'm content with what I have here. And I'm honoring God by loving my wife only, but something inside me wants to rise up. And it's not because my wife isn't beautiful. It's not because my wife, isn't precious in my sight. It's because sin says, I could care less about that. This looks good to me. Let me fulfill myself. And so it's a war that starts in that moment. It's a war for my affection. Who will I serve in that moment? Will I serve my flesh or honor my God who's blessed me with a wife, who's blessed me and given me the gift of sex to enjoy with my wife, to produce children, to be intimate, to connect? You know what I'm saying? He's blessed me. He's given me all these things. But sin doesn't want you to focus on what you have. It wants you to focus on what you don't. And we have to fight, y'all. Real man, real talk. I'm writing a book called 7 Ways to Maximize Your Manhood. And one of my favorite chapters so far is the chapter, Don't Be a Slave to Sex. Y'all, we can't be slaves to sex. Let's be slaves of God. And a slave is just somebody who's committed themselves and yielded themselves to obey a master. Are you a servant of your own body? Are you a slave to sex, sexual desires? Or are you a slave, an obedient servant of your creator? If you like what you heard, subscribe. I'm gone.